everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. So today, we're going to be looking at Agile product management. And you sent over this really interesting PDF called Agile Product Management Implementation.
Right.
And it seems like you're really trying to get a handle on all this,
Yeah.
all the concepts and the jargon. So we're going to break it down and extract those golden nuggets of knowledge that you can actually use.
Absolutely. And I think this source really highlights how, traditional ways of working are really struggling in today's, fast-paced market.
Yeah, it's like trying to steer a giant ship in a narrow, winding river.
Exactly.
One wrong move.
Yeah, you're stuck.
And the source really emphasizes that Agile is becoming like the way to navigate this new world.
Yeah.
But before we jump into like the how-tos, I'm curious, for someone who's like totally new to this concept, how would you explain the why behind Agile?
The why? Well, I think it's all about adaptability. It's about moving away from these really rigid waterfall-style approaches where everything is set in stone from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Agile is really about embracing that flexibility, working these iterative cycles, and constantly incorporating feedback to make sure that at every step of the way, you are delivering value to your customer.
So it's less about sticking to the rigid plan and more about responding to what's going on, to the changes and everything.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense, but the source also points out that implementing Agile can be a challenge.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just saying we're Agile now doesn't magically transform your team or processes.
Right.
You need to have a solid foundation to build upon.
Okay.
And I think that's where the first tip from the source comes in, and that's having a crystal clear product vision.
Now, when you say vision, does that apply only to like developing a product, or can you extend this concept to other areas as well?
Absolutely. It's a universal principle. Whether you're leading a team or tackling a personal project, or even just setting goals for yourself, having a clear vision of where you're headed and why it's essential.
Okay.
It's like having a compass that guides your decisions and keeps you on track.
And I can see how a lack of vision could lead to a lot of wasted effort and like going down rabbit holes.
Oh, yeah.
That don't contribute to the overall goal.
Absolutely.
The source even mentions that this is a common pitfall in Agile implementation.
Oh, for sure. I can definitely attest to that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I remember back when I was working at a previous company, we were so eager to embrace Agile that we just kind of jumped headfirst into a project. Without really defining our product vision. We thought we could figure it out as we went along.
I have a feeling this doesn't end well.
It did not. We ended up spending weeks developing features that didn't align with the customer's needs or our overall business goals.
Wow.
It was a very painful lesson in the importance of taking the time to define that vision up front.
Ouch, that sounds like a costly mistake.
Yeah.
It really seems like that experience solidified the importance of having a clear direction from the start. But what happens once you have that vision? How do you actually translate it into steps?
That's where I think the concept of a product roadmap comes in.
Okay.
That's actually the second tip highlighted in the source.
Okay.
And it's basically a high-level plan that outlines those key milestones and features that you aim to deliver. But here's the key difference in an Agile context.
Okay.
It needs to be flexible.
Okay. But wouldn't too much flexibility risk a project becoming unfocused or losing direction?
Yeah, that's a valid concern.
Okay.
It's a delicate balance.
Yeah.
A roadmap provides that framework, but it shouldn't be set in stone.
Right.
It should evolve as you gather more information, receive feedback, adapt to changing priorities.
So it's like having a map that guides you through unfamiliar territory, but it allows you to deviate from the path if you discover a better route or encounter obstacles.
Yeah, you got it. And that brings us to that third crucial element of Agile, emphasizing customer feedback.
Okay.
And this is really where I think the iterative nature of this methodology shines.
So we have our vision, we have our flexible roadmap.
Right.
How does feedback fit into all this?
Well, it's all about creating this continuous loop.
Okay.
You gather feedback from your customers at every stage of the process.
Okay.
Whether it's through surveys, user testing, or even just direct conversations. And then this feedback then informs your decisions.
Okay.
It helps you adjust your roadmap and ensure you're always building something that truly meets their needs.
I see how this feedback loop is built right into Agile.
Yeah,
It's not just about building what the customer asks for, but understanding why they need it,
exactly.
and then continuously refining your approach.
Yes.
It's like having a direct line to the people you're building
Yeah.
to get real-time insights into what works and what doesn't.
Precisely. And that's why Agile is so powerful in today's fast-paced environment.
Yeah.
It allows you to stay ahead of the curve by constantly adapting and improving your product based on that real-world feedback.
It makes a lot of sense, but to get that kind of feedback requires like a
Yeah.
specific team dynamic, right?
Absolutely.
All
That
right.
brings us to, I think, that fourth tip from the source.
Okay.
Collaboration and communication.
Okay. Seems like every time you talk about teamwork,
Right.
you can't avoid those two.
Yeah, exactly.
How do those two play a unique role in like an Agile environment?
Well, in a traditional project management setting, you often have like these silos,
Right.
like marketing's doing their thing, development's doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Agile breaks down those walls and fosters a much more collaborative and integrated approach.
So it's less about just keeping everyone in the loop and more about having this shared ownership.
Exactly.
Responsibility.
Yeah, this isn't just about like status updates
Right.
or passing information down the line.
Right.
It's about everyone working together towards that common goal,
Okay.
sharing ideas, making decisions collectively, and really embracing that sense of shared ownership.
Which kind of brings us into that fifth tip, right?
Yeah.
The source talks about like utilizing specific Agile methodologies.
Yes, and this source specifically mentions Scrum, Kanban, and Lean.
Okay.
These are frameworks that provide structure and guidance for implementing Agile principles.
Now, I know methodologies can sometimes feel a bit overwhelming,
Yeah.
especially for someone who's new to Agile.
Mm-hmm.
Could you maybe break down one of those methodologies?
Yeah.
Say like Scrum,
Oh.
just to give the listener a taste of how these frameworks work.
Okay, so Scrum basically breaks work down into these short cycles called sprints,
Okay.
typically lasting 2 weeks.
Okay.
Each sprint focuses on delivering a specific set of features
Mm-hmm.
or completing a defined set of tasks.
So it's like breaking down a marathon into a series of shorter sprints.
Exactly.
With a clear goal in mind for each one.
Yeah. And at the beginning of each sprint, the team comes together to plan
Okay.
what they'll be working on.
Mhm.
They'll have daily stand-up meetings to track progress and address any roadblocks.
So that sounds like it keeps everyone on the same page and helps address issues quickly.
For sure.
But within that framework, how do you actually measure success?
That's where I think the sixth tip comes in,
Oh, okay.
measurement.
Right.
The source really emphasizes, it's not enough to just be busy and hope for the best.
Right.
You need to be tracking your progress,
Okay.
understanding what's working, what's not,
Mm-hmm.
and making those adjustments along the way.
So you're not just sprinting towards the finish line, but you're also checking the compass,
Exactly.
making sure you're still headed in the right direction.
That's a great analogy. And the source mentions KPIs, or key performance indicators,
Yeah.
as a way to measure that progress.
Okay.
But it doesn't need to be overly complicated.
Right.
It's about identifying the metrics that matter most for your project and tracking them consistently.
So whether it's like user engagement or conversion rates or even how quickly you're able to ship new features,
Right.
having those clear metrics helps you stay focused
Yeah,
and make data-driven decisions.
precisely. And speaking of making adjustments, that leads us perfectly into that final tip,
Okay.
continuous improvement.
Okay.
And this is where I think the real magic of Agile happens.
You know, I've got to admit that continuous improvement is something that really resonates with me.
Yeah.
It goes beyond just like a project management methodology. It's
Yeah.
almost like a philosophy for approaching work and life.
I completely agree. It's about acknowledging that you're never done learning and improving.
Right.
The world's constantly changing, so our approaches need to evolve too. It's about being open to new information, challenging assumptions,
Right.
and constantly seeking those ways to do things better.
Now, I know from personal experience that change can be challenging.
Yeah.
People get attached to their routines or the way that they've always done things.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever faced resistance to change? And if so, how did you overcome it?
Oh, definitely. Early in my career, I was working on a project that was heavily reliant
Okay.
on this one specific technology.
Mm-hmm.
We had built our entire plan around it.
Okay.
But then halfway through the project, this new technology emerges.
Oh.
That was like significantly better suited for our needs.
So you were all in on this initial technology
Yeah,
and then had to make a major shift.
we did, yeah.
That must have been a tough decision.
It was. There was a lot of initial resistance, understandably.
Yeah.
People had invested time and energy
Mm-hmm.
into that original approach.
Okay.
But, I think this experience really solidified for me the importance of continuous improvement.
Yeah.
Being agile isn't just about following a set of rules. It's about cultivating that mindset
Right.
to adapt and evolve when the situation demands it.
It's about recognizing that sticking to the plan can sometimes be less effective than adapting to new information or a changing landscape.
Absolutely.
So how did you navigate that transition with your team?
Well, I think communication was key.
Okay.
We had to clearly articulate the why behind the change and how it ultimately benefited everyone in the long run.
Okay.
We focused on bringing the team along with us, making sure everyone felt heard and understood.
Sounds like you turned a potential roadblock
Right.
into an opportunity for growth and learning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of Agile. It empowers you to embrace those challenges
Yeah.
and use them to your advantage.
Okay, so to recap our deep dive today into Agile product management,
Yeah.
we've uncovered some really valuable insights from the source you provided. And it's clear that Agile is much more than just a trendy buzzword.
Yeah.
It's a really powerful approach that lets you navigate all the complexities of today's business world by embracing flexibility, customer feedback,
Yes.
and continuous improvement.
Absolutely. And I think we've really explored those 7 key tips
Right.
for successful implementation.
Yeah.
Starting with that clear product vision,
Mhm.
developing a flexible roadmap, emphasizing customer feedback,
Right.
fostering collaboration and communication,
Yeah.
using agile methodologies like Scrum,
Right.
measuring progress, and of course, embracing that continuous improvement mindset.
Yeah, it's been a fascinating journey exploring all these concepts, and I'm feeling pretty inspired to apply some of these principles to my own work.
Yeah,
And I'm sure our listener is also eager to put this knowledge into action.
absolutely. So, listener, as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
we want to leave you with a final thought.
Okay.
Think about your own work or a project that you're involved in.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see the biggest opportunity to apply these agile principles?
And what's one small step you could take today to start moving in that direction?
Yeah.
Maybe it's having a conversation with your team about how you gather feedback,
Right.
experimenting with a new collaboration tool, or even just taking some time to reflect on your approach to project management. Yeah. Remember, even those small changes can have a ripple effect. Don't be afraid to experiment, learn, and adapt as you go.
That's a great point to end on.
Agile is all about embracing the journey
Yeah.
and constantly evolving. So until next time, keep learning,
Yes.
keep iterating, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.